How many of you kept journals when you were a young person? I think it's rare. It's underrated. I kept journals from the time I was 13 through the first years I was married. This particular journal entry I wanted to share with you before I get back to the series on gaslighting. I was just reviewing some of my journals and I'm on my lunch break from work, and I wanted to share this one with you. October 12th, 1987, Monday. Today after algebra, when I was walking out of class, Matt started talking to me. This is how it went. Matt said, "Can I talk to you for a second?" I said, "Yeah, you can talk to me for 2 seconds if you want." Matt said, I don't know what you mean when you ask me that." I said, "Asked you what?" We got into another conversation about him drinking and stuff. He walked to my locker with me, and then he walked with me to my next class. He asked me again if I smoked or drank, and I said, "No, are you kidding me?" In art class, Thad was walking by me, and I was looking up at him, and he looked at me for a couple seconds. I like Thad a lot, and I always will, I think. I still even like Ben a little, but you know, I said the same thing about Ben when I liked him over the summer. I wish Thad would like me and talk with me sometimes. You know how guys do. Just talk with me. Thad, not Matt. I wouldn't mind I would love it if even Thad said hi to me in the halls or something. And Matt didn't even talk to me. Of course, I don't even know if I like Matt, even the slightest bit. I'll have to wait and see if he spits the absolute truth to me. So Matt was a boy in my freshman year of high school who was in my algebra class. Thad was a boy in my art class. Ben was the neighbor that lived across the street who I had a crush on in 6th grade, band class. I talked about all of these boys in my series on the trouble with having an absent father. And in this entry, it is glaringly obvious to me that I was desperate for any sort of male attention at school because I was not getting it at home. I wanted anyone to say hi to me. I wanted anyone to like me. I wanted anyone, male, to pay attention to me. Anyone. I didn't even like Matt. It's interesting to review some of my old journals because this is the kind of stuff I run into. I see glaring, obvious indications of an unwell young person. And that's why I dug out my old journals from my storage a couple weeks ago. And I'm not sure if I mentioned that I did that on any recent videos, but after I wrap up the gaslighting series, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some things from my journals that I've learned about myself. And one of the things I've learned about myself is the extent to which I experienced a concept called limerence. I was so neglected and so traumatized at home by the males in my family that by the time I reached 13 years of age, it was probably sooner than that, but I don't have any diaries from that period of time, I was absolutely desperately searching for any sort of affection, any sort of validation, any sort of approval, anything that would allow me to feel secure in myself as a young girl, as a young woman developing. And I had none of it. When I first was reading my journals, I spent a lot of time crying a couple weeks ago, a lot of time grieving, a lot of sadness over the missed childhood, the missed opportunities, the embarrassment I caused myself, the way I acted, the way I behaved, the relationships I had, friendships, how I behaved in response to other boys' attention towards me. It's humiliating, but at the same time, And this is the hard thing about trauma. You know, you got to give yourself grace. I've got to give myself grace, because how we behaved in the wake of our trauma, or in the middle of our trauma prior to healing and becoming awake and aware, sorry about the camera, is not the true us, is not a fair and honest representation of the person that we are. It was fear-based, panic-based, anxiety-based, stress-based, reactive interactions. So grace is very important during healing. I'll check in with you again next time. Hope you guys are doing well. Bye.